Observation you need to know to pass your driving test, part 2. In part 1 we spoke about observation moving off from a parked position at roundabouts and turning right. And in this one we'll be talking about observation turning left, overtaking, changing lane and observation at cross junctions. So let's get straight into it. Next we're into observation turning left. So I find people don't really get marked for this as much as observation turning right. But it still comes down to looking where you're going and doing adequate observation at T-junctions. So take a look at these two clips here.
Signal, I'm going to just leave it in a second here. I'm straight to the turn, left mirror, off the brake, and just look where you're going. Look that way. Just looking where you're going. Coming to a T-junction, we do our mirror, signal, position, dead straight to the turn. So the trick here is what I tell people is before you get to the bend, do a little glance, but then look here for position. Then look right and left, and if it's safe, look where you're going.
So the reasons why you could be getting marked for observation turning left is simply not looking where you're going. So first I want you to take a look at this clip here.
So imagine I'm straight to the turn, that's grand. But everyone seems to do this. They always go like this. As they steer, they go like this. And look out that way, driving this way. That's a mark for observation because, as I always say, you have to look where you're going.
The next example I want to show you is turning left into a side road, but this one is more severe. When we're turning left and we're looking where we're going, we have to be assessing what's going on. If there's a pedestrian crossing the road or there's cars parked on the left with oncoming vehicles, we have to show the test that we can see what's happening and we're reacting accordingly to the hazard. So in these two clips here, this guy failed his test twice for observation turning left, for not assessing what was going on. So take a look at these two very important clips here.
Left.
Another reason why you could be getting marked for observation turning left will be at a T-junction. We're driving out and we don't do adequate observation and we pull out in front of somebody. So again, the tester could mark you for observation for not doing adequate observation, or right of way because even if you did look and you seen the car and you pulled out in front of them anyway.
So I'm going to mirror signal, and what people tend to do is this. So a quick flick of the head, and now I pulled out and there was a car coming there. So if that car was any closer, I would have failed my test there for that. So if you don't know, don't go.
All the videos you see here are from my YouTube membership program. If you join the program, you will receive a mountain of bonus videos, all designed to help you pass the driving test. Next we're into observation overtaking. So there's a few reasons why you could be getting marked here. One will be, imagine we're driving down the road, there's a car parked on the left and we mirror move out, but there's a car coming towards us and the tester felt it was unsafe to do so. So take a look at this clip here.
So see the way there's a blue van coming down the road at me. If I just drove straight down the middle there and blocked up this whole road, the tester will either give me a mark for observation overtaking these cars, because I'm obviously not looking if I'm going to drive down the road and block the road because of this blue van coming, or they can give me a mark for reaction to hazards.
Another reason why you could be getting marked for observation overtaking would be simply just not checking your mirrors before you move out. In the RSA marking sheet guidelines, it does mention that a lot of the time you will be marked for observation rather than mirrors. So always make sure just before you steer that wheel, just check your mirror before you move out. Another reason why you could get marked for observation overtaking would be this. Imagine there's a bus stopped on the left and the car in front of us overtakes the bus. If the tester feels you can't see around that car to do your own observation and we blindly follow that car around the bus stop or the car parked or whatever it is, and you didn't do your own adequate observation, the tester will mark you for observation. Because even if you think you did look, but the tester felt you couldn't see, that will be a mark for observation. So just remember, if you can't see, let the car in front of you get out of your way, do your own look, and then you can overtake if it's safe to do so. Next we're into observation changing lanes. So again, there's a few reasons why you could be getting marked for this. One would be, imagine if we're changing lane into the right hand lane, we do our mirror signal and we don't do that little sideways glance before we move in. So that could be one reason we get marked for observation change in lanes. Another one would be, imagine if we are changing into the right hand lane, we do our mirror signal, but this time we do a big huge look behind us and we're looking out the back window over our right shoulder. That would also be a mark for observation change in lane because that's not your blind spot. In the rules of the road book, it says you have to do a sideways glance. You're just looking out your side window before you move in. If you do a big look like this, you're taking your eyes off the road for too long and it's very dangerous. Another reason why you could be getting marked for observation change in lanes would be, imagine we do all this correctly, we mirror our signal, check our blind spot and we move in, but the tester noticed that there was a car coming up behind us at speed and it was unsafe for us to move in. So the tester would have wanted us to see the car coming up and not change lane until they were out of our way and it was safe to do so. Next, we're into observation at cross junctions. So people generally don't get marked too much for this. What I do say is when a junction opens up, we do a quick look right and left to make sure there's no one breaking the lights on the opposite road and we continue on. So take a look at this clip here.
This is all you have to do, observation at the crossroads. Once the road opens up, quick look right and left, make sure there's nobody breaking the lights, and that's it. More importantly, just look where you're going.
If you want to see part 1 of this video, you can click this box here. Also, if you have your driving test soon, make sure you know your road signs and your questions by watching these few videos here. Also, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and if you want to unlock all the bonus videos, please join the YouTube membership program. Best of luck.